Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
To tell you, I'm always lucky. I'm lucky to be surrounded with veterans and very senior men who have performed excellently well in their choosing career as journalists, especially on Tuesdays like this. And, before I introduce them, let me quickly run through the topics we'll be having in the newsroom this afternoon. The first topic says, party primaries, over 600 court cases, slowing down 2023 preparations. That's credit to the electoral empire. This is INEC. 600 cases, and it's said it's over, which means more than 600 cases. They are lying in various courts, where INEC are joined as a respondent. The second topic has to do with the cost of living in Nigeria. It is titled Cost of Living. Civil servants engage in many jobs to take care of their families. Well, 2019, sometimes there was this 30,000 minimum wage. And, I'm not sure the 30,000 can take anybody anywhere now. And so civil servants are said to be involved in many jobs to keep the soul and the body together. And the third topic is not in the list, money laundering. Prosecute lawyers involved. Femi Falana San, to lawyers who are supposed to be gatekeepers are said to be involved in money laundering. That's credit to EFCC chairman Bauer, and who are caught in that unwholesome matter.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here
on a Tuesday. Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for being here, for calling me, and thank God for bringing me here.
God bless you, sir. And I'll start from you. We are expecting the third veteran. INEC, this is all cases, and some months to the general election. Most usually, cases arising from party primaries.
Good. That's where I was looking at it. See, it's an intra-party crisis that we have on our hands here. And that's often tougher than the normal elections. Often tougher in the sense that when you have two brothers fighting in the house, it's always very difficult for you to settle such a quarrels, because you must have seen each other thorough and thorough. And so it becomes very difficult. So this, any house that is divided against itself cannot stand. And I want to appeal even to the various political parties. Settle your in-house crisis. Tell those who are aggrieved to settle out of court. This is faster for the election to hold. And that's the only way which you can also have a very good standing in the elections, in the upcoming elections. But by the time you have crisis, and the crisis is ferried over to the general elections next year, the chances of you, of any political party, coming tops with that kind of crisis becomes very slim. And we have various crises in various parties right now. And some of them are in court, some are not in court. Even the ones that are not in court will even mar the elections too. But the ones that are in court, to make things easier for the judiciary, why don't you advise you pull out your cases from court, settle out of court to make things easier for INEC to do its job, and for Nigerians to have the benefits of the electoral process, on a normal schedule. So, but I want to appeal again to the judicial bodies saddled with the responsibility of handling these cases, to expedite action on these cases. Because I know some of these court cases might be involved with people trying to bribe one way or the other. It happens in Nigeria here. I want the judicial officers to stand upright and say no, and expedite the cases so that we have free and fair elections come next time, INEC will be able to do its job the way it ought to do it.
Well, nominated candidates within the party and become, I shall say, litigation here and there. And they have complained by INEC, slowing down our preparations. At times, at the peak of, don't forget, purchase of materials, printing of ballot papers and the likes. And a court judgment just say, okay, remove that person, hand over this, this baton to. INEC is saying it has never assisted them in preparation.
Yes, it will never assist. It has never and can never assist them. So that is why the electoral body normally doesn't put the effigy of candidates on the ballot. We put political parties instead. Because if you belong to the CKC, and the logo is there, look at what is happening in one of the parties. The people say no. INEC could not, but he remains the presidential candidate. Maybe Larry will be able to remind me of the man's name, ADC candidate. There's no way INEC will be able to say we are removing this.
It's happening in Kano right now. But the case has been disposed already.
So, I think Nigerian politicians, I want to side with Saya. It is the politicians who allow these things to take place. And they must find a way of helping the nation through INEC to solve the problem. You see, it is high time our people, our politicians, stop allowing adjudication from courts to settle political matters.
Especially to determine candidates of that party.
Yes. They carry it on and on and on, and it is carried even to the last election, the election proper. It is all because we don't have, we are not very fair in our politics. We are not fair because what he is accusing the other candidate of is what he would have done if he were there. We have seen it happen. We are all Nigerians, and we have the same DNA. We do things the way we think the other person would do it, or the way we suspect the other person would have done it. You see, if we can take away 3/4 of the court cases, everything Nigerians want to go to court. The court is there to adjudicate. Why don't you find a means of settling amongst ourselves? And it is all barter or bargaining. Oh, you want to be a senator, you didn't get it this time. Okay, what can I get? You discuss it. We'll pencil you down for a ministerial appointment. The people, I do know that it happened here in Osho State when this man was going for, I'll mention his name, this man from Odiogun. He later on became a minister. Lasukami. No, Lasukami. Senator, yes.
Okay.
At a point in time, look, he became a minister eventually. He wanted to go to Senate, and they had to. I'm saying this thing because I knew him. I had to commend him for taking that position. Look, when you allow the courts to decide, they decide it doesn't go your way and you lose both ends. So why don't you sit down and say, okay, Omayanwa, let's discuss. Concede defeat and tell them, okay, no politician want to go empty-handed. What is in it for me? Ask the party elders, oh, this is what I want, this is what we can give you. But you see, because we have a tenacity to become somebody, okay, to become governor, to become senator, to become no, it shouldn't be. Within 4 years, the mandate is been exhausted, and you can now make a case again. But we are people who want to eat our cake and have it.
Land, welcome. Something just came in now, a judgment, and that is that of Zamfara State governorship primary election nullified by the court, which produced the president just says
which court or which party?
PDP. According to the presiding judge, Justice Aminu Papa, the party will not feed any government candidate for the 2023 election. Where does this take us to? Like Swallow just said, can't we, before this adjudication by the court, does it mean the internal mechanism can be resolved? Now the party is losing a whole.
4 years ago it was.
So it's now
It's like 1-1.
So
It's like 1-1.
They are careless politicians.
And I said, the government primary that produced, that was aired, was the nullity. That does not, it means there was no primary election.
Yeah, so the this thing has closed.
The sad fact is that in the last election, it was the governorship issue that APC could not fill the candidate.
It's the governorship now.
But in this instance, it might affect all others too.
No, it's said PDP now.
No, I know. Okay. On PDP level,
okay,
they have cancelled PDP primaries. I hope they have not held primaries for other posts too, because those ones will become a nullity as well. So in the forthcoming election, PDP might not be fielding any candidates. They have been beneficiaries of it in the past when APC could not field the governorship candidate.
And they are the sufferers now.
Now, they are facing exactly the same issue.
Where does politics take us?
To a large extent.
Larry, dominoes.
Yes.
That's what's happening now.
Yes, it's dominoes. That's the game. It's a game. And unfortunately, politicians don't learn. They do not learn.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria. And the sad fact is that if indeed you want to serve the people, it should not be a matter of life and death. The moment they tell you they don't want you, go back to your business. But a lot of politicians are pure and simple politicians. If you ask them what's your profession, they don't have a second job. They don't have a job they do on a daily. So their life is zeroed in on that politics. So they rather, it's not even a do or die, do or kill. They are not ready to die, but they're ready to kill people to get there. Because ordinarily, if you tell me, I say, I want to serve you, say, don't serve me, I walk away. And it is to my mind, I always said this, that I don't believe there should be any political office holder that should earn more than a professor. Do you know Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission has upped the ante for politicians now? They have prepared a new salary for them. So in the past, they were ready to kill, but now they will be ready to murder a whole community to get there. Because in the whole world, if you count places where politicians earn more, Nigeria will be in the top 10. Why? What have we got to
offer? Why don't you say Nigeria is topmost?
I just want to be modest. Because how can a Nigerian politician earn an American president? Who does that? What services have you given to people to deserve such? And Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission is still coming to say they want to up it because the law says you should do that in a number of years. What does the law say about civil servants? What does the law say about pensioners that you should do every 5 years for their income? Nothing. You have not done that. But now you are considering people who spend 4 years and you give them lifetime pension, and now you are still going up again.
Maybe we should leave that to the second topic because
you are still going
because of the role of the so-called party elders in stemming internal crisis as it affects candidates. Because, like Swola said, instead of asking court to adjudicate in cases, asking court to determine who should represent the party, the party elders.
You see, you are talking a very, you are stepping on a very touchy issue. You see, things have changed in this country. In the days of,
was it changed? The days of Awolowo, okay, you go there.
That's where I'm going.
Things have changed since then.
Things have changed since then. At that time, we have said it several times on this program. You come into a party with what you have, what can you give to the party? You are paying your dues when you attend meetings. So you have a say at that meeting. But these days they go there now, what's for me? What do I take from you? Are we going to share something in that meeting? That's exactly what goes on now. And that's why there's no seniority in party politics today. There's a particular party that's so fond of that kind of thing that anybody says whatever he wants to say. You can't curb them. That you can't curb them. I'm not going to mention any party now. But the problem stands here that when you notify your elders in any scheme of, in any process of things, you're likely to lose a lot of experience. You're likely to lose a lot of patience. You're likely to lose a lot of things that will now bring you down because you want to hurry to get to that place. You are learning from those who have passed through that place. And that's the problem you have right now. A lot of things are happening in this country to that. The elders will just tell you that we cannot intervene. Why? Because even if you intervene, these people will not listen to us. There's no longer what you call party supremacy. There used to be party supremacy in those days. But now, right now, there's no longer party supremacy. It's an individual. Just do whatever you think you can do. Once you have the money to carry on so majority within the party, you succeed. And that's what's going on. That's why that's whatever they say right now, these small ones will not listen.
Okay, so
then again, but there's one other angle again. Once those small fries know that they can go to court and take an injunction, people against the elders, and still come in and stand firm. That's what they're doing right now. They say the cost will educate, and that's the problem where we have this so many cases because the others some of the others have already intervened.
Okay.
In so many ways, they are not succeeding.
The bottom line is that there's no supremacy.
I want to take this along with it. But we are elders too, who are supposed to stand in the middle.
Yeah.
Seems to be involved in imposition.
And that's the Nigerian way.
And we are Taiwo Kehinde has issues, and you expect a father to fold his arms. Okay, resolve your issues among yourselves. And then you see a father tilting to Taiwo
money
imposition.
Yeah, that is part of it. In fact, that's the root cause. Because in the Awolowo days, we were old enough in 1978, 79, to say that Baba Anya Alayande was Awolowo's favorite to be governor. The man was an elderly man.
Than
Abolagi was in his 50s, early 50s. When Awolowo saw that that's what the democracy, he let go. He didn't say, no, I'm going to stand by my friend. Yeah, imposition. Imposition is one of. But it's all because the modern day politician has no respect for party supremacy. The party is supposed to be the law. It takes a decision so long as it didn't come from the leader alone.
That is it.
When the leader alone does it, it becomes something else. It becomes imposition. But when it is consensus, you look at if it's a state, you look at the four geographical entities. What do the West say? What do East say? What do Central people say? And then you say, okay, this man has an antecedent. Let us allow him to go this time, and next time we choose. But the modern politicians don't. As Larry said, they are a people of no second address. So this is his target. And Saya also has added to it because he knows he can evoke the court injunction syndrome. He goes. It doesn't end at the arbitration of the elders. It ends at the court. And when the court finishes, he knows he has some 3 other stages to go to appeal court, from appeal court, Supreme Court.
Okay, Lani, I want to thank God. Someone just mentioned it. I want to ask. There is this school of thought that time lag in education, especially on political issues and party primaries. Some people will say, enough of Supreme Court, let's stop at the Court of Appeal. It used to be something like that. The INEC is saying this is already affecting our timetable. And we have to wait. This court will say, remove this. A court of appeal will say, okay, replace it. We'll say, okay, is this person, and to the Supreme Court. So look, let's stop. Let the case that has to do with internal crisis of political parties on primaries stop at the Court of Appeal. You want to agree or disagree?
If we say it should stop at the Court of Appeal, then it closes the possibility of a third party looking at the matter. Now, if the first court says...
But the crisis, INEC will also have, as an umpire.
The crisis is why, that what we are going to be calling crisis now, is why in democracy, Anambra is holding his governorship election, different from Osun. And it happens in democracies like that. The midterm in California is not the same as that in other states, because there are some states that have different schedules for their national elections. You get? So definitely we should allow that process through. If not, if we are going to say A says is bad and we make appeal, but if you have the first court, the second one, the third one will have to look at the facts of what A and B looked at to come into the C position. Whatever it's worth, let's allow that process through. If not, because we want to be hasty about the results that INEC wants to come to, they want to have their timetable. The timetable is not for them, it's for the people. And so let the people be served. Court is the final arbiter in issues political. However, I still want to maintain that if indeed service is why people want to go into politics, why must you say at all costs you want to be there? People go back to their jobs. In the days of Baba Awolowo that we are talking about, he surrounded himself with people he must have interrogated, he must have interacted with, he must have been able to gauge their capacity and what they carry. In the majority of people with Baba Awolowo were educationists. Some were religious personalities who are probably reverends, who had schools in their care. And so morality, integrity is part of what embeds their, it's embedded in their personality.
Virtues.
I had an interaction with Papa Shorty, and Baba was like, yes.
This same
Yes.
about Fashion.
Ruben Fashion said, look, they took my school, Akure High School. It was the policy of Ajasin. I was an Ajasin man. Would I now stop it because it affected me? Yes, let them have it. But when these successive governments came, they could not manage education like we had in mind to manage it. So I actually want my school back. You understand that? So the position is, he said, yes, it affected me, but I don't care. It was the policy of my leader, and we were together. So if I was a lone voice that said, let's not take it, and my leader and majority said, we need to take them back, I should let go, and I let go.
These days, the young boys won't agree.
You understand? So these are some of the things we are talking about. The kind of orientation they had was why they could get things done the way they were done. Now, even government itself is thinking with the idea, don't we return schools back to the original owners in most places, because they cannot conveniently run schools effectively to keep the infrastructure in place and still pay teachers and others. So, but ordinarily people who had a vision and a dream have a picture of what in mind of what they want their schools to become. We had Olorobo in Ile-Ife, owned by the Ogufidodos. It was because they said, look, we don't have enough schools, we have a lot of people around there, let's create a school where they will attend. So individuals took it up. Adeola Odutola College, it was in Ibadan. Baba Odutola was from Ogun State. It's not about where I come from. It was always about, let me make an impact where I live. So, but unfortunately, we have lost that track, and so we are now following a different route. And if you, I read one of the articles of one of our prominent columnists that was saying Agbero politicians. That's what we have now. The elders will sit and want to correct something, and somebody with the bravado of the garage will just come with some thoughts, and people run, and suddenly it becomes candidate. Because the elders who are supposed, you know, so they can't talk again. We should change that.
I want to have yes,
we should change that.
So I want us to have your last take on this topic. And INEC is saying the last 2 weeks, I'm quoting now, one political party, not mentioned, served about 70 court processes on INEC. One day, compelling INEC to accept nomination substitution of its candidates.
You see, altruism and patriotism have left us. That is the problem we have. They've left us. Nobody is thinking about, we are talking about politicians. What is the meaning of politics in the first place? To serve the people. But right now, that altruism is no longer there. It is for me to serve myself and serve my family. We were talking the other time, we were saying, okay, if I can't get this now, maybe some other time I'll get this. Why are you thinking about yourself? If I can't serve my people in this position, what other position can I serve my people should be the thing. Not what other position can I be in for myself. And that's what we are having right now. And so, serving all these cases that have been served, we go and look at all of them very well. It's called that, somebody, Mr. Lagbaja wants to cheat me here. I won't agree. I have to go because it's my turn. It will come at all costs. That's a kind of syndrome I don't like. And I always tell you that whatever it is that you want to do, put patriotism before you as the first thing that you have to think of. If you think that, what can I do for my people? What do I have in my kitchen? Tell us what you have in your kitchen to serve your people with, and let us see that you really mean what you have in your kitchen, and you really mean to serve us with what you have in your kitchen. That's when you can say, okay, go ahead, and that's the only way that we can gain. But apart from that, if you keep on thinking about ourselves, what can I get from it? How many cars can I get when I get to that position? How many houses can I build? How many factories can I have when I get to that position? It doesn't mean well for this country. And except we just in all those ideas, all those thinking, there's no way we can get anywhere. And you could see how more cases.
It's funny, I want to, any could still have more cases, as I just said. The future of democracy, one, then this country's judgment, even by, I want to take it along, by courts of coordinate jurisdiction, and the CJN or the President of Court of Appeal or the President of High Court not doing anything, and High Court in the Akwa Ibom will give the coordinate will give different judgment as against the other case in Abuja.
My dear brother, don't lament too much. I said it's the Nigerian DNA. It is not only in our politics, it is everywhere. Today it is in the monarchy. People do whatever they like. We abandon the status quo and then do whatever we. It is all. When Saya was talking, spoke about altruism and patriotism. It is lacking in every department of our national life. It is lacking in the judiciary. It is lacking in the judiciary itself. It is lacking. It is lacking in the monarchy. It is lacking in administration, simple public service. It's lacking everywhere. So, unless and until God revives us or we revive ourselves, it is permeating at a terrible rate that it doesn't give hope for this country. But in spite of all that, we still have hope. Until the Nigerian comes to terms with the reality that it is not he and he alone. But our politicians think it is either they or nobody else. We have gotten to this level. They almost got to that level in the First Republic before the military truncated it. They have not learned. And they are going back in that same circle. This time, 4 or 5 times more purer than it used to be then. So it is a problem that this country must solve itself. And we ourselves must be willing to solve it. We must be willing and ready to dam the treachery of these politicians, and then find it might be difficult, but then I have always said it. I hate this idea of the judiciary deciding our candidate for us. Even up to the presidential or governorship election. No, it should not be court. It should be the people. I want to suggest strongly that we must forget judiciary. Go for a second ballot, even if there is a wahala there. And but you know, Nigerians, we will move from one. So one doesn't even know what to propose now.
So when you do that, are we impervious to correction or doing the right thing?
Yes, we are impervious. As a nation, we are very, very impervious to correction. We don't want to. We are stubborn. We believe in ourselves. Self. It is ourself. It is me. I can do it better than they are. No. The young boy, 35-year-old, can beat you hands down. Go back to America in 1961. J.F. Kennedy was a very young man, 35-year-old. He beat Nixon, who was vice president. Nixon was the sitting vice president to Dwight Eisenhower. He beat him flat, a 35-year-old man. But you see, we don't want to accept that this man is better than I am. It's a bad thing. As it is now, if I see you may be younger than, if you have an idea which is very, very, I know this, my friend, where I've moved with me, we will buy it, we will submit. I can talk about him because we have come a long way. What's the point in I am the, no. It is only God who says, I am that I am. But our politicians are playing God.
But I don't believe we are impervious to correction.
We are.
You see, because you don't have a system.
To doing the
You
right
don't have a
thing.
structure.
To doing the right thing.
Yes. If you are weak into line,
We have weak institutions.
yes, weak institutions. If you are weak into line, you will obey. You have no choice.
For now, we are impervious to
You see,
correction.
it's not that we are impervious. It's because
For
we are
now.
not just doing the right thing.
For
The way-
now.
If you don't have a institution, you cannot.
Sir,
If we are not impervious to corruption,
Yeah.
it will, the Zamfara case you are talking about won't happen again. If we are not impervious.
modestly, I want to say
More so.
it's
We already
a
have-
result of irresponsible leadership.
Responsibility. That's it.
That's the truth of it. I'm telling you.
When we don't have the-
wait, let me land on this.
I know you want your last day, but I want you to add to it. Let's just say something now. Something that happened to a particular party in a particular state 4 years ago. Now repeating it
Good.
to another party.
But
The same thing.
that particular instance,
Yes.
you see, there is a lot of intrigues about us in Nigeria. So, let me land on this.
Yes.
So, I mean, I want INEC to be blameless on this, because INEC, to a lot of people, has not been impartial in its activities. So if it was as a result of INEC saying, look, these people didn't do well, they didn't invite us, in this instance, is it that PDP did not invite them as well, or that they are now saying, look, it was a different one we went to, it happened in Osun, it attended a particular place, did not go to the other one. The court said, look, these ones that did their own primaries in a different place had the right delegates. The others who did not have the right delegates were the ones INEC went to meet. So all these things, what is the role of INEC in it? That's what I'm saying. Our institutions are not thorough.
You have to have good institutions.
Irresponsible leadership in most institutions. If the police is corrupt and there is a new sheriff in place, I tell you, everybody will fall in line, because heads will have rolled. You are not done well, go lock him up, thereafter sack him. When you do that to 4 or 5 people, they won't take bribes again.
Well, they will tell you you are not going through the process. I mean, you are, being non-democratic. No.
What I'm saying is, nations of the world that went far. See the picture of Singapore before you came.
Institution, simple.
See what it was like. And he said, look, I told them, everybody is either you walk straight or we push you aside. And the system changed.
Did people not criticize him for being autocratic?
They will talk about that. They will talk about that.
But
Two things that happen is that, one, they will say, did you practice what you preached? If you say, don't be corrupt, was he corrupt or not? That is what leadership does. Some people wanted to fight Americano. He said, no, the money is in bank. What you are calling bribe, I've kept it, I've returned the receipt to government. You know, they will keep quiet. Because those ones wanted to malign and stain it. You won't allow your personality to be stained.
Second topic, small time starting from you. Cost of living. Civil servants engage in many jobs to keep body and soul together. And the question in the lives of people, how are the civil servants surviving with 30,000 minimum wage?
How do you expect them to survive? So today you see, everybody must be thinking of multiplicity of revenue income. There is no one person whose revenue is static and can progress. So there are barbers in town. There are fish pond, what do you call it? Operators. There are. There's a young man who does in my area. He's there almost in a full day. This Google, what do you call this? Popcorn. You find him doing it every. I don't know whether he's a public servant or not, because he's always there. But somebody like that could be working in the public service, get somebody to attend to it, goes. These days we must encourage them to work from home. Because the government that pays you 30,000 knows that your 30,000 cannot take you for 10 days. It knows. So we encourage every person to look for a second or third income. That's the only way you can survive.
The law.
Oh, forget about the law. This is existence. It's an existence. Which law? Which law?
Aside farming, you only can.
Look, I have told you of this man very close to my end. I won't tell you where my end is, so that you can't go and arrest him. The man is suffering. They talk of my colleagues here talk of weak institutions. It is a very, very weak institution that will continue to allow people to earn 20 to 30,000 when naira equivalent is, a dollar equivalent is about 1,000.
So, keeping the basic.
A bag of rice is over 40,000.
Basically, it's food, shelter.
Yes, let's be candid with ourselves. Look, all over the world, America, Britain, anywhere, people do 3-4 jobs
Yes.
to survive. So what I'm talking about in Nigeria, we say you have to sit down in the place. I think whatever you are doing
old
for that place
mentality.
will now survive, will make you survive. You can't survive on that. It's not possible. So it's better for you to have multiple sources of income. So that whatever it is, if you have this from here, you have that from there, this little trickles will make a mighty ocean for you. So you need to live comfortably. But the moment you are being lazy, look, you are being lazy in Nigeria, let me be candid with you. An average Nigerian will travel abroad, will work like a jackal, okay, to make money. I'll come home here, spend that money, and people look at you and say, this man is rich. You don't know what you are going to do over there. Either be a gatekeeper, be a night guard, be a dishwasher, a lot of things you will do. But here in Nigeria now, you can't even do that job. And you are now saying, people will talk about me and say, look at this man, look at this graduate doing this. No! I think now we have to now sit back and know that the income that we earn is what matters. Not the kind of, go and do a job that will put you in a very dignified position. Not a job that will say, maybe you go and steal or something. No. A job that will know, yes, this is what I'm doing, and I'm earning from it. Look at what happened on the social media when Adenuga was brought up to say that he was earning some money from bitcoins. And people are shouting, he made some money from that. So what can you say about that? And Dangote also talked about it too. And we keep saying that, no, I can't go in that. People should not know I'm doing this kind of. No. What are you talking about? For as long as that job is legitimate, go ahead and do it and make some money out of it. So I'm not, if you want to do some other menial jobs, by God's grace, go ahead and do it if you have the energy. Do it and make some money out of it and then be able to feed your family. But for you to start sit back and say because I'm earning something from the civil service, that's where I will stay forever. No, it doesn't work.
The computer has made things easier. The letter the public servants will write, he can write it at home, forward it. Whatever it is, if it's to submit a memo, he can do it.
If you close at 4. When you close at 4, are you saying that
between that
4 and 7 o'clock, there's nothing you can do?
Supervise them and let the work be done.
This position, is it that easy when somebody is under a boss and the civil service rules that he or she must appear?
You must appear.
Must be in the office.
Yes, you must be in the office.
Must carry out
I'm saying that between 4 and 7, for crying out loud. Is there nothing you can do between 4 and 7? Are you telling me there's nothing you can do? There's some people who have Danko, who in the morning, they will make some shuttle before they go to the office at 8 o'clock. And then they sit in the office, they do their job in the office. By the time they close, they carry passengers again and do. No, are you telling me?
You see, it is the level 4-5 that must consistently be in the office. But even that has changed.
No, you can be in the office. No, that's
you
right.
have to be in the office. You must work it out.
Yes.
You must see your boss. But I'm saying if it is a proactive young boy or girl, he is to type 5, 6, 7 letters, submit memos, do this, do that. He submits all to the Oga, and Oga will go through them.
I've just doing 2-3 jobs, but the way the inflation, even when there are jobs 4, 3, 2, the inflation trend.
That's a different thing.
Inflation is one thing, and the wages that people earn in our client here is inhuman.
Is it
Inhuman.
okay?
And that has to change first. Whether you work 2-3 jobs, I'll tell you what happens. People who live in those places abroad, some work 16, 18 hours in a day. Because for instance, this season now will be around winter. Some of the citizens of those places cannot do some jobs. But there is snow outside. Some people must move it so that people can. So between 5 a.m. and 7, he has taken a first job. He has cleared snow, income. And he still does 9 to 5. Goes for the regular supermarket job, does his 9 to 5. And he has a permanent security job from 8 till like 2 a.m. He leaves and somebody takes over. 3 jobs, just 6 hours of rest, because that money he earns, ripple effect of it is that it takes care of him. For instance, most people living in like England pay like almost 25,000-30,000 every week for a room. So you must work hard to survive there. That's not a system where you can circumvent. You must pay for your gas, you must pay your tax, pay all your bills. You must. It's not a matter of you dance around it. So recently when they had issues with this, I had somebody that said, look, this time I'm not paying the bills, they should just cut their light and let me see how I survive until and the government, that's the difference. The government was proactive. That was why that woman did not stay that long. Because you are making life difficult for people, you are supposed to make their lives easy. And that system did not mind that the man, 44-year-old man, is actually having an Indian origin. If you have solutions, let's have it. So here we don't have that. That's the difference about those institutions. Okay. So basically, whoever is earning 30,000 is not earning a living wage. That is the reality. Okay. And for him to even cut corners, it is still poverty-ridden. Because he can't be paying commensurate sum to the services he wants to render extra. We need to change the system if we don't want the system to turn around us. That's why we should be prepared. If the system makes a 360-degree turn, the leadership will be sorry. We should avoid that.
Even in the still on the cost of living, persistent currency depreciation, general increase in the cost of production. Yeah. Too. Aside the minimum job and minimum wage issue.
Yeah, the quantum in which the few productions that we have, because we don't have productions, we are not a productive nation anymore. But the few ones, when you have to buy diesel at the price they buy it today, you have to
fill the cooking gas.
Yeah, okay. If it's somebody who fries these pastries, he buys 12 kg cooking gas for almost 10,000. And that's how it is called, 9,000 something. Okay, if you spend that, flour, everything has gone. If it sells rice, you must spread all this on your customer before you can make ends meet. So we are not going anywhere, but keep on revolving around the Baba's chair. Cost of living will remain high so long as we operate a system that we are facing. Maybe we haven't gotten to that topic, have we?
No, we are already on the second topic.
Okay.
You started it.
All right.
So look at this other school of thought. That the economy, the crisis we have is global, not because of Nigeria. Yeah. Turkey 85.15.
That's true.
Inflation rate. The new prime minister said no miracle until 2024, or else I will step down from being your prime minister. And Ghana carry placards. Aku must go. Somalia, they are boxing on just a slight increase in the price of bread. And of course, France, the petrol station, they almost killed them.
Fiscal.
So.
Yeah. I think one thing. Let me just say this. I will say people in Nigeria here, if you have 1,000 naira on you today, you can feed twice. Good meal, twice.
Fairly good.
Very good meal, of course. If you are not too extravagant, you feed well. Good, that is good. But with $1, can you feed with $1 in America? For how many years? People are not looking at that.
No, the $1 is about $8.69.
But he's drawing a comparison.
I'm trying the comparison. Okay. $1 in America, what you can buy with $1 in America, what you can buy with $1 in Nigeria.
Okay.
Somebody was going to buy a phone from me and I said, don't buy any phone in America. Send the money to me. I'll buy a phone in Nigeria because it's cheaper here to buy. There are so many things I will do in Nigeria here today that we are enjoying, honestly. We are talking about civil servants the other time. Sitting down, a lot of civil servants, God forbid, if you want to maul me, I must say the truth. A lot of civil servants today, they are not doing nothing. A lot of them are doing nothing in the office. You get them the money, a lot of them will not even pick a file. You go home but you cannot try that in UK because there's a system there. You cannot try that in America because there's a system there. See, all these systems, you are not thinking about all that. All we think about here in Nigeria is money. And that money, the kind of things that we do with money here in Nigeria, that kind of money cannot do the same equivalent in other countries there. But because our currency has gone so low, that's how we feel that things have jumped up here.
Okay.
There's inflation quite right. But even with that inflation, what we are still able to do in Nigeria today, that kind of money cannot do it elsewhere. You are talking about France, you are talking about Somalia, you are talking about so many places now that we have problems. It's not only in Nigeria that we have this problem. Because you had problems in Nigeria before because of leadership. That's why we are having this kind of additional problem.
I'm going to the third topic. Land, I'm starting from you. The third topic, money laundering. Prosecute lawyers involved. Fala the SAN, talking to FCC. And just like the media, lawyers they're also gatekeepers. And Bawa, the chairman of FCC, is saying there are lawyers who assist their clients in money laundering.
We have a lot of issues on our hands, and it is. I still go to leadership. That's a major key one, because you cannot circumvent anything if you still don't have leaders that will say, let's do it. Money laundering thing we are talking about. Have you forgotten? This is EFCC of today talking. There was EFCC that was discovering money all over the place in Nigeria. We saw 300 million at the airport. Airport has cameras, surveillance cameras. They have all of those things. But you could not now come and tell us
Pinpoint.
you were able to track those who dropped those monies.
And who are those?
Those monies have been stolen again. Osbc money.
That's an allegation.
No,
That's
that's part of the things they made against Amadu now.
Yes, that's
that for bulk of the money you cannot account for them again. That's why Amadu was removed.
Osborne. How much?
Oke was removed. Oke said he told Munguno that there was a safe house and we had this much there. And it became an issue between EFCC and NIA. At the end of the day, EFCC had the head of day and they had to pay somebody who informed them as a whistleblower to pay him the percentage of. At the end of the day, they said they are accusing the person there now of taking 10 billion.
10 billion.
So you see, if you cannot be honest, you cannot just be clear about things. And I must say that the EFCC of now must convince us that it's being holistic about this approach and not singling out some people for punishment, leaving others out of it.
Let me provide a clue to what I just said, and maybe you need to, maybe the EFCC of that day has done their bit or theirs. According to Bauer, the chairman, he said they have had 2,701 convictions for money laundering as at October 7th this year, as against 2,220 convictions in 2021. But no, 2022 has not ended.
You see, I don't believe in such statistics.
Okay. That's what
Do we Nigerians, do we feel it? Do we see it? Do we know it? I ask these questions. Look,
Fact check.
Yes.
Yahoo boys. The nation is reporting Yahoo boys to us that they have done what convictions?
You see, this the convictions fact check. Yeah, just give the figure. It's statistics.
It's a figure. But have you, as a journalist, have you fact checked?
Going to look at the people involved.
Checked?
You see, when you bandit this kind of things to us, you see, one would have thought that the National Assembly that set up this organization, I still remember clearly. I remember the day because I was at the National Assembly as an aide. Late Okadibo, before he banged his gavel, he said something. He hoped that legislators were not putting themselves in the caveats. Those were not the exact words. I can't remember. But you see, for now, you see, the setting up of that would have come out as a strong, if we had very strong institutions that my colleagues have been talking about. We don't have it. The manner they tell us they have so many what we call convictions. Let them be bold enough to analyze these things before us. Let us know so that we can hold our national leaders, hold them and say accountable. They keep on, each time I read this, I just laugh. Very convictions that we have not heard about. Only recently we heard about so many. When they get a big man, they celebrate it like they are doing to Ekwere Madu for now. Yeah, fine. Those ones, I say fine.
What of the
by the time you remove all these,
general of the federation,
by the time you remove all these big guns from the total number of 2,701, all these ones, they don't amount to give them 100.
That's it. Another 100.
They are not up to 100.
They are not. Those are the high profile cases.
High-profile cases are not
Some other high profile cases, they've been on it for like 8-9 years. You can't get a conviction.
Let us
because
have those ones
pollution.
who have had convictions. Oh, even if it's a pepper seller, let us know it.
Say your last thing. Okay. Just said.
Yeah, police.
Boldly. He said, and I'm quoting him now. He said, these are weighty allegations, but challenging the FCC. Back it up with evidences.
That's what I'm talking about. You see, when you have a case on your hands and you don't have evidence to back such cases up, you lose. And those losses, you don't get to hear of those losses again. They just set under the carpet. And that's what I'm talking about. Journalism. Have we fact checked some of these things that you are telling us? That's number one. Number two, if you look at all these cases they are talking about, 2,000 something that are convicted, how many of them have such huge amounts of money, like the high profile cases that we are talking about? You convict somebody of embezzling 2 million naira. How does somebody say account? I say you have convicted it, and there's somebody there.
There's no small thing.
Yes, no, there's no small thing. But those people who are high profile cases, some of them have been let off the hook right now, and they're about to go. So what are you talking about?
Metu, or what's his name?
Metu.
Today says he's no longer a politician. But has his case ended?
No.
He's still hanging.
So 400 million we were told. 400 million.
Those billions
We'll be back in this. Larry, time is against all the
Yes, let's just pray for that change in Nigeria. Dynamic 360. We need it.
Yes, I think we need a change, like Larry said, but we also need a change from within ourselves too. Let's make a change within ourselves. That we want to make this country a better place.
Solid.
Until we have stronger institutions, we may never get anywhere. But I know someday we'll get. This generation will have to fight the battle themselves. Our generation here, we are going back. We are receding. But this
your generation.
70 and below, we are.
Those who are
yes, even you yourself. I'm talking about the 40-50 ones.
So I'm not a 70.
Oh, no,
I've taken a body part.
40-50. If you don't hold this country tenaciously and have eagle eye, even your generation may not see the change that we desire.
Just pray out. You see that. Tomorrow, when we hope to be back in the newsroom, where I told you Tuesday, veterans, and I want to pray that they continue to live with us in good health.
Amen.
On tomorrow, when we hope to be back in the newsroom, my name is Olagawa. Good evening.
Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
tiwantiwa